The Hogwarts gamekeeper, with his dark eyes and thick, unkempt beard, strode towards them. The witch cursed him. Harry breathed a sigh of relief and said, wheezing, "Hey Grid, I was lost here." Flying powder. Hagrid grabbed Harry by the collar from behind and pulled him away from the witch. In the process, his torso bumped into the tray and knocked it out of the old woman's hand. The witch's ear-splitting scream could be heard all the way down the winding alley that led to another sunny street. Harry saw the familiar white marble building of Gringotts Bank in the distance. Hagrid had brought him straight to Diagon Alley. Hagrid said sharply, "Wow, you look so confused." And he began to shake the ashes off Harry's clothes, hitting him so hard that he almost threw him into a barrel full of dragon dung in front of an apothecary. Hagrid continued, "Why were you wandering around Knockturn Alley, Harry? This is a dangerous place. I don't like anyone seeing you there." Hagrid was about to tug at Harry's robes again, but Harry gave him a blank look and said, "I understood when I told you I was lost." "What are you doing there?" "Would you?" "I wanted to get poison to kill the carnivorous snails." "You destroyed everything in the school. Did you come alone?" "No, I was visiting the Weasley family, but I lost them. I have to go find them." "Do," Hagrid said. "Why didn't you answer my letters?" Harry, who was running after greed, had to take 3 steps with every step he took. "Go ahead and tell him all about Uncle and the slice." "Hagrid," he growled and said, "if only I had known, I would have been safe from this evil spirit." Harry, this is where we are." Harry looked up and saw Hermione Granger standing at the top of the white steps of Gringotts. He ran down the steps to reach them, her thick brown hair billowing in the air behind her. Hermione said, "What happened to your glasses?" "Hello, Greg." "Oh, how nice to see you two again." "Harry, do you want to go to Gringotts too?" said Harry. "Yeah, but first I have to find the Weasleys." Hagrid laughed broadly and said, "They are." Harry and Hermione looked around. Mr. Weasley, Percy, George, Fred, and Ron were running up the street through the crowd. Mr. Weasley was panting. Said, "Harry, we were praying that you wouldn't go too far, Molly is going crazy." "It should be found now." Ron asked. "Where did you end up?" Hagrid said sadly. "Knockturn Alley." Fred and George said together. "How great." Ron said with a jealous expression. "We were never allowed to go there." Hagrid growled. "It's better that you didn't have permission." Mrs. Weasley was running in a panic, her handbag swinging wildly from side to side, and she was holding Ginny's hand tightly with the other. She said, "Oh my dear Harry, we've been looking for you for so long." Mrs. Weasley, panting, took a duster from her pocket and wiped the ashes that Hagrid had failed to shake off from Harry's clothes. Mr. Weasley took Harry's glasses and tapped them with his wand. Then he handed them back to Harry, as clean as they had been the day before. Mrs. Weasley said to Hagrid, "Oh, Knockturn Alley, what if you hadn't found it?" Hagrid said goodbye to everyone and said, "I'll go with him. I'll see you at Hogwarts." Then he strode into the crowd, a head taller than all of them. As they climbed the steps of the bank, Harry said to Ron and Hermione, "Guess who I saw at Bergen and Berks?" "Malfoy and his dad." Mr. Weasley, who was right behind them, asked immediately, "Did Lucius Malfoy buy anything there?" "No, he sold some things." Mr. Weasley, who seemed pleased to hear this news, looked grim. Said, "To get. It's obvious that I really want to kill Lucius Malfoy for some reason." As they passed Ginny, who bowed to them at the door, and entered the bank building, Mrs. Weasley said, "Arthur, you have to be very careful, that family is very problematic, you moron. Don't take anything bigger than your mouth." Mr. Weasley said indignantly, "So you don't think I'd be a match for Lucius Malfoy, do you?" But the discussion ended at that moment as Mr. Weasley saw Hermione's anxious parents standing at the long counter of the great marble hall, waiting for Hermione to introduce them. Mr. Weasley said happily, "You're a Muggle, aren't you? We should definitely have a drink together. What are you doing there? Oh, you're converting your Muggle money into money, look." He pointed enthusiastically at the 10-pound note in Mr. Granger's hand. As Harry, Ron, his family, and an elf were walking towards the vaults, Ron said to Hermione, "Wait for us here." To reach the underground vaults, they had to board small carriages driven by elves and speeding along thin rails through the bank's underground tunnels. Harry was amazed by the speed of the carriage he was riding. He was delighted to get it to the Weasleys' box, but when the box door opened he was even more upset than when he had been stuck in Knockturn Alley. In their box was a pile of. There were 30 silver coins and a galleon of gold. Mrs. Weasley, as if in a pinch, hesitated for a moment and then poured all the coins into her purse. When they reached Harry's chest, Harry was even more embarrassed than before. As he hurriedly stuffed handfuls of coins into a leather bag, he stood in front of it so that no one could see what was in it. See his box. When they reached the top of the marble steps of the bank again, they all parted ways. Percy chewed and said he wanted to buy a new fountain pen. Fred and George found their friend and Hogwarts classmate Lee Jordan.